What's that smell? It is San Diego Comic-Con. It is still on us because just barely 24 hours have passed since the nerd world got in their cars and got in the planes and flew away from San Diego after an incredible 50th anniversary celebration of San Diego Comic-Con. This week here in the show, we are going over all of everything we saw, everything we experienced, everything we got, everything we heard at San Diego Comic-Con 2019, plus a few suggestions for improvements, as we always have. It's going to be a wild ride this week, guys. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's The Con Guy Comic-Con Prep Show.
Welcome to the Con Guy Comic-Con Prep Show. My name is Jim Frye. I am the managing editor here on the Con Guy Comic-Con Prep Show. And the reason I talked about smells is because this is the shirt I've been wearing for the last 3 days, just because I want to show it off.
Well, they do say Batman smells.
Batman smells. Anyways, welcome to this week's show. And this is our annual recap of all things Comic-Con. And we have barely made it back from Comic-Con, so we're barely awake. But anyways, we have a lot to talk about. Who else do we have in the studio today?
Hi everyone, it's Katie, aka the Con Girl, and just been on social media all weekend for the Con Guy.
Tearing it up.
Hi, I'm Derek. I'm a contributing writer to theconguyderek.com. And yeah, I was not as tired as you guys, but still surprisingly more tired than I expected to be.
Yes. Hi, I'm Laura. I'm the Con's wife. Married to this one right here. So, yeah.
Good to have you, Laura.
And I'm Cheeseman on the couch, sitting here on the couch with theconguyder.com.
Cheeseman is sitting with quite a bit of stuff.
Yeah. You're sitting next to Batman.
My collection's complete.
Real quick, let's just take the pulse of the room. How does everybody feel?
Tired
Tired but good.
When did you get back?
I got back yesterday, I want to say like around 3 or 4.
We
left at like 1 or 2 after we went to the floor after the Supernatural panel, and that's when we went home.
And you guys got back?
We got back pretty early, but we were walking most of the time. We didn't do a lot of panels. We just walked and did a lot of offsites in the sun and stuff. And
we were about 12 or 1. But then today was a big recovery day because there's been no sleep at all during the con this week. Now, before we jump in, because we have so much to talk about, you see everything on the table. We're going to talk about, first up is going to be everything we got. But just to set the scene, we have a cool video that we have put together. It's basically a slideshow of the weekend, starting on Wednesday through last night. So we would love to see this slideshow. And it's a collection of pictures from everybody here on the team.
Oh, yeah.
And we can kind of talk through stuff, and let's see it.
All right, guys, pulling it up real quick. This is Ryan.
Wait. Oh, Ryan in the booth with us.
The voice of God.
The voice
of God.
But first of all, Ryan, it was your very first time ever to San Diego Comic-Con, right?
You guys, I got to tell you, I know we're going to start this before the video.
Yeah.
It was one of the best weekends of my entire life. I have to be honest. Like, guys, I am so thankful that you let me come with you. You showed me around. I didn't feel like I could be in more better hands with anyone. I was with the experts. It was like going to like an NFL game with like the Eagles quarterback and the whole team behind you. It was so awesome, and I felt like it was just, I'm truly blessed to have gone with you guys.
We're not just a prep show, you know.
We're a doing show too. And Katie, when we were down there, you were saying, man, talk about an epic first day ever at San Diego Comic-Con. Ryan had such a good day.
I'm jealous of your first ever convention day.
Yeah, it's not going to get better than that, Ryan.
Yeah, I'm really glad that you got that cosplay. Yeah.
Yeah, they hooked me up. Here, I'm going to see if we can pull me. Here we go.
We can see Ryan in the booth.
You can see me in the booth.
Wow, technology.
I know, wow, technology. Here I am. It was so much fun.
Ryan, you're going to see him in a little bit.
He has a face.
I have a face.
He's actually operating out of China.
Yeah.
We need to just put him in a costume all the time.
I know.
We really should. I should just be cosplaying in the booth.
Yeah.
But I'm so excited to see this video. I haven't seen this video, so.
All right. Well, this is less of a video. This is our slideshow that in video form. So, all right.
Let's see the slideshow. And here, I'm pulling it up right now. All right, playing
Klingons.
All right. So, Katie, this is you?
Yeah, me and my friend Jared, and that's me and my roommate doing our tits in a box for the Bo Peep and the 3 sheep. That's great. That got a lot of laughs.
This is a great shot of you as Bo Peep. I love that.
That's great.
Yeah,
it's really good.
And so me and my roommate kind of cosplay together. That's me meeting George Takei.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, that was
Legendary.
there's a video on my Instagram of the whole thing. But yeah, he very kind person, just I'm surprised I did not cry.
I was
but
gonna ask you
We
that.
talked about my grandparents being in the internment camps, and he asked which camp they were in, and basically that was our conversation, and
Nice.
it was really, really special.
Okay, let's see what else we got here. We got there's you guys kissing Pikachu. That was awesome.
Yeah, I'm hugging him. 'cause, you know,
It was really cool going down there with all of you guys. And Tim, who was
me
not
and
here
Tim.
tonight, that was at our first
Timmy.
party. Oh, there's a shot from our final party.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
oh, that's
I
great.
didn't know it was a GIF.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a GIF at the last of it.
Oh, in the
And,
lockers.
yeah.
The thing was,
Aquaman.
the thing that was so different about this kind is that I love that shot there. The stormtrooper and his dog, or his cheese robot. They call him Mouse.
That was an awesome
Mouse Race, yeah.
Thanos.
That
Wow.
is.
So for those of
The
you
glove and everything.
Yeah.
who
That's
may not be
impressive.
watching on YouTube, where we're kind of going through a bunch of cosplay here at the convention, plus a number of different things. This is everything we saw, everything we did.
We'll be posting a lot of these on the site.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably more the cosplay.
There is Ryan up there in his cosplay.
His Flash cosplay.
Thank you.
Overlooking San Diego. Jason carrying the head of somebody.
I forgot
Freddy.
to send you guys the Hulkbuster Iron Man from the Marvel shoot.
Yeah, that's
that
pretty
was
cool.
insane. I
Oh.
put
Of course,
a
there's a Pennywise. Yeah.
Supergirl.
Supergirl. Yeah, there was a lot of Pennywises. Is that how you say Pennywises?
Not as many as there were of Scoops Ahoy employees.
Oh, I know there were Scoops Ahoy employees
Oh,
everywhere.
there they are at the
everywhere.
Picard exhibit.
Scoops.
Yep.
Oh, this is you guys at the Picard exhibit. We have a couple
Yep.
of pictures, I think, from the Picard exhibit here.
Yeah, we can take a few. The Enterprise D.
What
Yeah.
is-
And then, the Horgon.
The
You'll have to explain
Horgon.
that when we get done with this,
Yeah.
because it's a little bit more involved, from what I
Oh,
understand.
man.
Or what if it's?
Okay.
Hey,
Yeah,
wow.
I met Jared.
This is a big moment we'll talk about in just a
Yeah.
bit. And this is
How cute.
the cutest little girl, and she the coolest dad who said, "Please come take a picture with my daughter and act like you love her cosplay." Like, we will do that.
And we did love
Didn't
it.
have to act.
She was great, yeah. Look at there. There's the offsite for
For
And that was,
Shazam.
that was
Yeah.
Tuesday
That's
night
fun.
The
before even
Seinfeld
preview
couch
night.
was there sitting
Yeah,
outside of
it
the NBC exhibit.
There were a lot
That's
of
the
photo ops
elevator
like
with
that
the
this
Walking
year.
Dead.
Yeah,
stuff
inside the
on Hilton.
Bayfront. Yeah. Oh, wait. Yeah, if we can stop right there. Cheeseman, who's this?
Oh
Gosh,
my
don't-
gosh.
Oh, no, no.
What's his name? I'm blanking on it. I love him as an actor, but I don't remember.
There's
Oh,
that
from
glare.
Reno 911.
Yeah,
Reno
yeah.
Yeah.
911, and
Oh,
he was
okay.
in the movie I Love You,
Because I love
Man.
him in like I Love You Man.
I didn't
There's
know
a
you
show
met
called The
him.
State, and
At-
it was very quick.
At
but-
this very, very moment, it's very funny what's happening here. Notice how his lips are
so I was
pursed.
talking to him how I loved him and I Love You Man, and he started saying his lines from the movie where "You're a whore, Peter," and like there was another line he said too, but he was
Even
just like
taking
whispering
video
his
with
lines. But I had like 5 seconds with him, and he just
That's
started
funny.
saying "I
That's
love you,
great.
man."
He was running to a panel, so this was
Yeah.
a real quick.
Oh, I think I saw that panel.
Did you really?
Yeah, because I saw him at a writing panel where he was just talking about his process with a bunch of other people.
That was probably, he was on his way to
That's
that.
great.
That's awesome. Still going down.
Darth Vader. It looks like Hux.
Oh, and Admiral Hux.
Yeah.
Is that?
Although they're not in the same movie.
Oh, Hercules.
I know, I
That's
love that
great.
It's fun.
one. Okay. This was at one of the parties.
Nice.
Oh, it's from Matrix Reloaded.
The
Yeah.
Matrix. The thing that was interesting is that the
That's all Legos.
Stormtrooper. Scully and Mulder.
That's
Lego.
perfect.
Oh, that's
That one I saw him. I saw the
Killer.
Freddie Elmo?
Yeah.
And there, wait,
Hey!
stop. We got to talk about this.
That's perfect.
This is Katie, and she found Ryan. And Ryan, this is your very first time cosplaying.
I know. I had to go all out, you guys.
Yeah,
and
it's
plus, when we
great.
got that offer for last week, I just had to.
Yeah,
take it
Bernie
out.
was on the show. This is Bernie Bregman's outfit, and he kind of loaned it over to Ryan. So it
That's
looks
great.
great. It looks great.
And I bought that suit on Sunday night.
That was inside the Game of Thrones panel. And Game of Thrones panel was, and I love Godzilla. And there's the giant Toho exhibit this year's, and there's the con guy
It's just
shirt.
me with the con guy shirt.
And she was on our show. What was her name? Cheeseman? I don't remember. And there's
Just one of
Cheeseman,
Bernie's.
the Shining Twins.
Oh, wow.
It's the adventure effect.
Katie
people.
with the shirt. And I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
this shirt, guys. I
Yeah.
love this new shirt. We got Linda Hamilton.
I'm so
Penny.
jealous that you were at that panel.
That was so good. I
my
love that.
It
favorite.
was really fun.
Because that had one of the biggest surprises, which we're going to show in just a second, one of the biggest surprises of Comic-Con, which was at that panel. And some more Pennywise. Pennywise was really popular, but like you said, not as much
It
as
did
last year.
premiere there though, so that made sense.
And what I was
Like,
going to say,
you know,
those
they had the
red
screening.
stormtroopers were everywhere. The
Yeah.
Sith troopers, those are super popular.
Was also a very hot ticket item
I
at the
know.
Funko booth.
What was it really? Cheeseman and the alien.
Yikes.
Oh, I love this guy's setup here. It's fantastic.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
They're
it's
Shazam
all the
family.
That's so
Shazam family.
good. We
Yeah,
saw
nice.
them.
That's
I
awesome.
did not see
Those people weren't
them.
even all together. Oh, we got to pause here.
If we can
back.
pause.
Yeah, the Shazam family, like they weren't even all together. They just a couple of two different groups kind
Yeah,
of met
they
up while
found
we were
each
in
other.
line there at the offsites. And these are two of my army buddies. Actually,
yeah.
they're
Wow.
punk versions of Dr. Fate and Green Lantern.
There was a lot of punk versions of superheroes
Yeah.
at the
That's
con
great.
this year.
And this is cool. The guy on the right actually used to do a lot of professional makeup stuff in Hollywood, and of course he still knows how. But he worked on Star Trek First Contact doing a lot of Borg makeup. So he did a face mold for the guy on the left to make that Dr. Fate mask, helmet. I don't know what you'd call it because it's a bit of both. But yeah, and then they built this stuff. And they're like, the one's wife and the other's girlfriend were there dressed as other characters too. I think one was Mary Marvel and one was another DC girl. I can't remember which, but they were all like punk versions of them.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I took a picture with a punk Spider-Man.
And I think we just have one more. I think it's our final picture.
at a party?
Yeah,
Yep,
that's our
at
final
the
picture.
party.
And
That's the awesome mixer.
awesome mixer
Yeah.
party.
That's so special.
I need that picture.
was really
I don't know
good.
if I have
I
that
have
one.
it. I can send it to you
Our
guys.
carnival
Nice.
photos
That's
out there.
it's a great shot. It's Carrie who
yeah,
was
Carrie
also
sent them to me, so I can send it to you guys.
Yeah, Carrie, who was she was on our show for a couple of years, and she got a real job and lives in Santa Barbara now. But she was there at Comic-Con this week, and she was also doing some red carpet work, Ryan, right, for some different shows here at AfterBuzz.
Correct.
And-
Yes, she was doing a lot for AfterBuzz TV and Popcorn Talk, and her interviews are on the Red Carpet channel as well as the Popcorn Talk Network channel.
Yeah, so check those out because Carrie did a lot of red carpet stuff in the AfterBuzz. See, by the way, for those who don't know, we are part of Popcorn Talk Network, but our sister network is AfterBuzz. We're all kind of one thing, and AfterBuzz was there with a big video crew, editing, sitting in. You know, it was kind of like a newsroom, all scrunched in the corner, throwing stuff together and getting it out. It was great. I really liked it. By the way, if anybody has any questions you want answered, just let us know. Either text, don't text us because I'm not giving my phone number. Just
The message
message
on the
us
YouTube.
on
They
the-
can
Or
chat on
tweet.
here.
Either tweet us or on the YouTube,
The
and we will
YouTubes.
try to get to it. Hey, Derek, we know that tonight we're talking about nothing but Comic-Con, but because today is the day after Comic-Con, there happens to
Yes.
be some
There
other
are,
events
there are
coming
more
up.
conventions coming up. So if you missed Comic-Con or if you were at Comic-Con and you're just sad that it's over, here are some that you can look forward to. So coming up, first off, August 2nd through 4th is Tampa Bay Comic-Con at the Tampa Convention Center, which of course is Florida. August 2nd to 4th is Comic-Con, also the same weekend, 2nd through 4th, is Comic-Con Honolulu at the Hawaii Convention Center. Some of the guests are Ross Marquand, Will Wheaton, the cast of Netflix's Dragon Prince, Rose McIver, Bill Farmer, the voice of Goofy, and more.
Yeah.
Then the following weekend, August 9th through 11th, is Terrificon in Uncasville, or I don't know how to say it.
That's how it's
Yeah,
just
Uncasville, Connecticut, featuring John Barrowman's Fabulous Cabaret, plus guests Billy D. Williams, Val Kilmer, and of course many more. Mm-hmm. And then at the end of August, Labor Day weekend, August 31st through September 1st, is Long Beach Comic Con at the Long Beach Convention Center. I think a few of us are going to make an appearance there.
Right.
And then October 11th through 13th is LA Comic Con. Of course, some of us will be there. And we're going to have Amanda Yolen. Did we?
Yellen
Yeah.
from last week.
Yeah, she was great to meet from LA Comic Con, and she's operations director.
Operations
I believe.
director for Los Angeles Comic Con. We saw her a couple of times down there. She helping to
I
run
saw her
the
at the
parties.
party, at Bernie's party.
By the way,
And this was her first time at San Diego
Yeah.
Comic Con.
Yeah.
yeah.
But
It
she
was-
was working most of it, she
Yeah.
said, because of the parties.
I don't think those people but by those people, those party people, that's not terrible. Never say that word. But they barely saw the light of day. You know,
Yeah.
they were just because like Bernie would get up on stage during his parties. We'll talk about it in a second, and would always announce his team and try to congratulate, and recognize him. But they were off driving trucks and stuff, and
Yeah.
hardly ever
Turn
around.
around.
It was a really good time. So we are going to start right now. We're going to go through a couple of things. We're going to talk about the stuff we got. Then we're going to move into the biggest news that we heard, and we're not going to be able to tear down all the news. Marvel movie news and Marvel TV Weekly are going to tackle a lot of the Marvel news that came out. There's also some other different shows that will be covering stuff from Comic-Con. So make sure you check out all the cool shows on Popcorn Talk Network because there's a lot of Comic-Con news coming out. But we are going to give you a great big overview of everything that we did, and we're going to start right now with what we got from San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Let's start down at the end of the table that you guys have some things to share with us.
We got
right?
a few things. Most of the
All
stuff
the
we got
free
was
things.
free. Yeah. The only thing we bought was a game, which we went to the Skybound games
Yeah.
booth. Yeah. Because we already have Pitch Storm, which is one of their games.
Yes.
We already have
Super
Super
Fight.
Fight, which is a popular one of theirs.
Yeah.
And we got one called Red Flags, which is kind of a similar concept, but it's about
We're gonna
dating.
play. It's
Yeah.
gonna happen.
We'll
I
play
played
together.
a demo at that
Oh,
last
yeah.
year. Yeah.
It's a pretty great one. And then let's see. Of course, we got We got the finger at the
I didn't get
Shazam
to
booth.
go.
Oh, that's
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've never been so happy to get the finger. Yep. And then I talked before about the Picard exhibit that I was really
Yes.
excited about. We didn't need to get in line as early as we did, probably, but
But it was the thing that you wanted to do.
it was. And like
Yeah.
they were giving out these pins with the Picard family crest. You probably can't see it on
Oh,
camera.
that's
it's
pretty
far away.
cool.
That's cool.
But yeah, they were giving these out to the first 500 people each day, so we wanted to make sure we got in line in time for that. And
We were the third and fourth.
yeah, so we were the third and fourth people on that. And the first
Wow.
two people walked on past where they were handing them out, and I hope they got them later. But so we were the first guests to get these that day.
Yeah, it was pretty great.
Yeah, and then the other free stuff, we went to the Fox Fan
Oh,
Fair.
Derek, they could see it. They could.
They could see the pin.
They could see it. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
hold
really
it for
cool.
just a second,
Yeah.
and that looks cool.
Very
Very
little.
cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, cool.
Yeah, the Fox Fan Fair, which was over in front of the Children's Museum.
That's where the big Ferris wheel was and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was for all the Fox animated shows. So they were giving out bandanas and
Yeah.
little pins.
It was fun.
That's cool. Cool. That's Bob's Burgers there.
Yeah, they had these. They were Bob's Burgers and Simpsons and Family Guy and
They have
the
a new show.
The new show, Bless the Hearts. I don't know if
sorry.
they had pins for that. We got pins for the
Probably,
other
but
three.
we
It
didn't.
didn't look very busy over there. Every time I walked by, it didn't really seem like it was that busy.
No, I don't think so. You had to stay in line, but it didn't
Yeah.
take as long as other lines, and
'Cause
you know
we had to
you
pass
get
that to get to our hotel
through
every day.
pretty quickly. Yeah.
Yeah, they were moving everybody through pretty fast, and most of it was carnival games, and they would set you up, and that you just do it right away, and they get a lot of people through.
Were
at
people
once.
riding the Ferris wheel? I barely
Yeah.
saw
Yeah.
it moving.
There
we
Okay.
did.
were, I barely saw it moving.
Some of the pictures we sent you were from up on top of the.
Oh,
Ferris
you
wheel.
guys did it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
You
cool.
know
I
how
didn't-
Ferris wheels are. It's always like the fun happens and it's like an hour unloading. Unloading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not an hour. Actually, the thing that I was really excited to get was a free helmet from the lift.
I saw those. I saw you
Yeah.
guys walking around on Sunday with your helmets. I was like, where'd you get those?
Well, to avoid parking, we parked really far, and then we just like lifted, like scooter lifted or limed or birded into the con, which was awesome. It was a lot of fun, and we had
Those
our
were
cat
everywhere
capes.
downtown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the coolest part was we had our capes on, our Superman capes, and so I couldn't take a photo while we were on
Right,
it.
that would
But
have been
Yeah.
safe.
yeah,
but-
it was really cool looking.
Katie,
Okay, I got a lot of stuff.
thank you guys.
So one of the
Most of the stuff here is Katie's.
So I went to the Con Rangers booth, which I was talking about, I think on the last show, that actually one of my friends is part of, and they basically make little like Boy Scout like bat patches for con type things. I only got one. I'm planning on getting more later, but this one's wore a different cosplay every day. I didn't do it this year, but I did do it last year. They had ones for like, oh, I got into this to Hall H. I
That's pretty
camped
cool. I like
out.
that.
I won the hotel lottery, like all these different things. And then they also had a 50th SDCC one, which ran out pretty fast every day, but that's fun. And the Supernatural panel, they gave out this little Impala figure to every single person as we entered the panel.
That's cool.
I'm not going to be able to lift them up from where I'm at, but basically I got the Leonard Hofstadter as Green Lantern Funko Pop, the Derek Zoolander as a merman, and then my roommate got the Green Chrome Boba Fett, which I should probably
I
try
get
to
it, I
pick
get
that
it.
one up.
Oh, that's
So
green.
this one
is pretty cool.
is Green Chrome, and usually Boba Fett things from Comi-Con are a pretty hot ticket item.
Yeah,
and then we
both
got
is one of the hottest collectibles there are.
the Flocked Fox from Harry Potter, and flocked means it has like a texture to it. They're like soft, and those are
fuzzy.
also very, very popular. So my roommate she scored well because she got the first slot of Funko for the day, and getting a Funko slot at all is difficult, so it was already a win-win. She wanted to get the Red Sith Stormtrooper pop, but they only brought 200 a day,
Oh.
and they ran out. She had the first slot of the day, and they ran out before she got there. So they went in within an hour. So, and then I got some cool art. This is by Andrew Day. It's Spider-Man soaring over New York City skyline. It's pretty cool. I liked it because I
love
liked
that.
how it's vertical. So I think that's kind of cool. And he has a whole bunch of other ones that like will have like the superhero at the top or the bottom, and then the villain on the top. So it's really cool.
That reminds me a little bit about the Spider-Man animated film that came out last year.
Well, I
that-
also got
yeah.
it because I'm really into the game, the Spider-Man game, so
yeah.
I want
Yeah.
to put it there.
Ooh,
and then I got some supernatural prints. And then I got Vampire Diaries because I never see Vampire Diaries stuff, so I had to get it. And this was by someone named, hold on, I got her right here. It's Sugar Poultry is her Instagram.
Sugar Poultry?
Yeah, but hers is really cool. She uses all like digital mediums. And then
That's cool.
the thing I wanted more than anything which I got on Thursday.
This is
was
very exciting.
George Takei's graphic novel that he wrote with other people, and it's called They Called Us Enemy, and it's his memoir about his time in the Japanese American internment camps, and also kind of like how, because people aren't aware of this, how it translates to how history repeats itself and all sorts of stuff. Haven't been able to read it yet, but because I bought this, I was able to go to the signing. So I got it signed by all the writers and the artist, and then I also got 2 of the hard copy ones that are numbered 1 to 1,000. They only had 1,000 of them worldwide, and I got 2 of them.
Did you get one for your mom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got one for my mom / my family, and then I got one for me. So, yeah.
You were
That's
so
super cool.
excited to get that signed.
Yeah, that's
that's when I ran into her first,
Yeah.
was in line, and she was like, "Hi, about to meet George Sakai. Gotta go." And I was
Yeah,
like,
we
"Okay."
took that picture, and then I was like, okay, I gotta go meet George. So, yeah. So,
And you've been talking about that for quite a time. So
Yeah.
I am so glad that worked out for you. That's
Yeah.
fantastic. You kind of had like the Comic-Con of your life this time
I
as
did.
well.
It was, we kind of just went with wherever the wind took us. We had a few things we wanted to do, and everything else was, what do we want to do today? So, enjoyed it.
No, it's
All right,
nice.
and right next to Katie, right here, up here, is this is one of my favorite horror movie of all time, of course, is Halloween. And this is the lunchbox, the lunch pail. They call it a tin lunch tote for Halloween 2. I guess lunchbox is like a brand name. I never knew that. And it shows Michael Myers on the front here and Jamie Lee Curtis on the back. I love this. This is so great. It makes me almost like the most recent Halloween movie more, but it doesn't. Oh, and I got this. So I went. David Boer he's a comic book writer that we had on the show how long ago was it? Just a few. It seems like forever
It was a
ago.
while ago, I think.
But this is the first issue that he was talking about that he wrote of Kanto. It has sold out its first 2 printings, and it's into its 3rd printing. It's one of the biggest independent comic book launches of the year so far.
Nice.
And everybody's talking about. There's a long line. So, to Jim. If I only had a heart, he signed it over to me, and then the artist also signed it. So this is really cool, and this is
great.
This is the exclusive just to San Diego Comic-Con.
That's awesome.
You bought a comic book.
I bought it. Oh, I buy comic books.
I know, but still,
Yeah.
most people don't buy comics at
Listen,
Comic-Con.
that's where I go to Comic-Con. I don't buy a lot of the big figurines and toys, even though
Yeah.
I love them. I'm always hunting for comic
And
books.
I like to buy art,
But
obviously, too.
Was it last year or 2 years ago? I went and found the original, not the one that I owned, but the very first comic book I ever bought in my life as a little kid. I found it, and because I never got to finish the story, so I got the next 2 comic books to finish the story. And then
You got something else I was going to say.
Katie, thank you very much for finding this. Like, I am obsessed with the Creature from the Black Lagoon, the Gill Man from Universal Studios, and this is the Creature from the Black Lagoon
Nice.
bottle opener.
That's
this is
great.
from Factory. This is the convention exclusive. I'm really excited. Katie, she kind of like texted me saying, "Hey, you want me to get this for you?" I'm like, "No, I'm on my way right now." And
Yeah,
so,
last year that same booth was the one that had the Raptor Claw bottle opener. That was like a hot ticket item that sold
yeah.
out. So they
Yes.
always have like cool bottle openers.
no, yeah, I
and stuff.
did. I went there last year, and everything I wanted was sold out. So
Yeah.
this was this preview night we went there?
Yes.
Yes.
I
So
think
I had
so,
to
yeah.
get this on preview night.
It really helps to go to the con with friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it sure
Tag
does.
team.
Yeah.
And one
Cheeseman
of
on
your
the-
best little souvenirs is your little placard thing.
Yes. This is always my most favorite souvenir. If I can get on a panel at Comic-Con, it just brings joy to my soul. So I was on the
That's awesome.
full-time creative career on a part-time schedule, and we'll talk about that in just a second. We have a little video clip from that.
Totally forgot about my jacket.
Oh, wait, let's talk about
And,
this.
yeah.
So
Because you're wearing it.
I got this Captain Marvel jacket that was made by Hero Within, Tony, who called into our show last week. And I can't see the back, but it's a Captain Marvel logo is on the back. The inside has the the other logo of her from her suit. And then it has like all sorts of pockets. But
awesome.
I was going to get the Spider-Man hoodie that we talked about, and they didn't have my size, so I was gonna have to go back the next day. And I saw that out of the corner of my eye, and Tony was there, and he was like, "You want to try it on?" And I was like, "Okay." So I tried it on, and it was like, "Oh no!" That feeling where you're like, "This fits perfectly. It looks great." And now I have to buy it. So I bought it, but I love it so much. Like it's
It
an
does
awesome
fit
jacket.
great.
That happened with
Yeah.
the Thor jacket that I got. I just put it on. I'm like,
from
Yeah,
Tony.
it's like a second skin, and you're just like, well,
Yeah.
now I got to get it. So.
And Derek, you have a jacket from Tony
Yes,
as well.
the anniversary edition Superman sports blazer. It's so
Everyone from my group I
classy.
was with bought something from that booth. So
It's pretty amazing. All right, Cheeseman on the couch.
and I got some things. I got a lot of things, but I'm going to try to go as quickly as possible
Yeah.
because we want to talk about the panels and all the
Yes, we
fun
do.
things
Yeah.
we've done. Let me do that last, but I'll start with these. Speaking of monsters, we went to the Super 7 store, picked
Oh,
these
yeah.
up for my friend Jake, who does a lot of our unboxing
yay.
videos. I did get a Frankenstein for myself, but what exactly are they? Like, I don't even know. I'm just like, oh, it looks cool. I guess I'll buy one.
They're
but
kind of cool looking, like see-through
Figurines.
figurines based on the Universal
and
monsters.
they had 4 different ones. They also had the Invisible Man. They had Mrs. Frankenstein and
Cool.
Bride of Frankenstein.
I'm not really sure
There you
why
go.
they're like
But
fading away their feet, but it does look cool.
Are they glow
Yeah.
in the dark?
I don't think so, but
Gotcha. They
I
kind of
could
have
be
that
wrong.
look. They
I
kind of
can't
have.
read. Derek, can you read this?
No, it's like that's.
They just had that look that
Those are
they
very
might
different
be glow in the
characters.
dark.
I can read Korean.
Okay. Okay.
What's he and I can't read any of those
Okay.
languages, so we don't know what
It's not Korean. I can tell you that.
Moving on. So
like- yeah.
I kind of enjoy kind of rebuying things that I had when I was a kid. I had this. I probably maybe still have this figure somewhere out of the box
Oh, that's awesome.
that I could find, but sometimes I see it in the box, and they give me it. The box
For those
was a
who
little busted.
can't see, can you describe what you're holding up?
Yeah, so this is back with like Michael Keaton was Batman. This was kind of
Yeah.
like one of the different Tech Shield Batman. He flew. He was like golden. It was kind of like this. I had this exact same one when I was a kid. It was always hard to keep the cape, so I'd always lose those. But
cool. I
this
love that.
box was a little busted, so they actually sometimes if there's a little bit of damage, they'll be like, okay, well I'll give you $5 off this. So this was only like $15, but he said the figure alone should be worth more than that. So got that. From the same booth where you got the creature thing, I got this Jaws license plate. So I'd like to put this
What
on
booth
my
was
Jeep
that?
Wrangler.
Do you remember?
It'll go nice with that blue
Factory Entertainment.
Wrangler that I
Factory
have.
Entertainment,
Yeah.
yes, yeah.
So
Oh, I guess I can log in here and see.
Yeah.
And then speaking of bottle openers, I got this Back to the Future
Yeah.
Pitbull. I got a Pitbull
Oh,
now.
nice.
As little girl said in the movie, but
Back to the
it's
Future
pretty cool.
2.
Like this one's gonna be hard to take out of the box because the
Yeah.
box looks so cool and goes kind of with the hoverboard of Marty's hoverboard
Yeah.
from that movie. And speaking of Funko, and thanks to Katie and Emily, they picked this up for me. So this was a big time, one of the biggest exclusives you could get there, which was the Jaws with Quint,
The Funko
Yeah.
Pop.
the Funko
Yeah,
Pop.
for those who just
So-
had the audio, it's the shark biting Quint Funko.
the very
Yeah.
bloody.
And it's a
one.
big Funko.
Yeah.
It's like the bigger ones, not just
Yeah.
the normal size ones.
And I have the reaction one of the kind of the similar thing, but now I got this one as well. So
Yep.
this is definitely a fun kind of collectible to get.
Yeah, spoiler alert if you haven't seen Jaws.
Yeah, if you have not
People
seen
get
it,
big.
People die.
let me see.
There's
There
a
we go.
big shark.
Oh no, no,
don't
this
know
one
if I
is.
should-
Now
This
this
one
was
is-
pretty amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So being in
'Cause it-
San Diego, if you want to talk a little bit about it as I'm trying to get this out.
What's pretty cool is like sometimes when people have exclusives, they're not really exclusives. You can just like buy them anywhere. But this poster that he's pulling out right now is just for San Diego Comic-Con because of. Wait till you see this design.
Also, something I told Luke about and told him you need
Yeah,
to
yeah.
get
Yeah,
this.
when she showed me this, I went straight
It's
there. So
Jaws.
Wow,
I'm
that's
trying
the
not to
shark
get
from
my
Jaws and the orca
fingerprints all over it.
in front of the San Diego Convention
That's
Center.
Because why not? It's a big body of water. Like it'd be.
You're
That's
gonna need
awesome.
a
They
bigger.
had the Jaws
Is
shark.
it
You're
gonna
gonna
be-
need a bigger con. That's great.
That's a fantastic
Yeah.
piece of artwork
Whoa.
Ooh, you are so
I
lucky
know.
that did
Lucky
not.
there's
Okay.
nothing in
there.
there.
But, and what's even cool, like in the background of the picture that we're looking at right now, the Bayfront Hilton,
Yeah.
which is where we were able to say this time is covered in a great big graphic of the
Jaws.
Jaws
Yeah.
poster. I love that.
That's great.
I love when they make it specific to the convention
Yeah,
itself.
and that I saw that at first. I didn't know it was specific to the convention until we saw a picture of it. I was like, oh wait, okay, yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
And-
that skyline is definitely not Amity Island.
And let me just mention something, and because Luke has something cool he's going to show. So our friend Greg, I won't give his last name because he doesn't want me to. But our friend Greg, who has been to every Comic-Con I have ever been to for 12 years, had to miss this year for health issues. He actually had open heart surgery, and so he is recuperating right now. So those of us up here in the panel, we decided we were going to get something nice. And Greg, he doesn't really need a care package, but what he needs is this.
Yes.
And he always
Yeah.
gets excited about boxes with like multiple characters. These
Yes.
big ones
So
that
that's really
cost
cool.
probably more to mail than they actually did cost.
This
But
is the 80th
hopefully this
anniversary.
won't cost too much to mail.
So what are we
but
looking
this
at, Luke?
is- Well, yeah, this 80th anniversary of these. They have 4 different Batmans. They're all kind of different colors. They have one
That's
that's kind of
cool.
traditional here, one that's kind of black and white, one that's kind of rainbow colored, and one that's zebra. And there's even some little pictures of Robin making some little comments about it.
This is such a cool
great.
thing. It's called the 80-page giant in recognition of the 80 years of Batman.
That's
This is
awesome.
celebrating 80 years of Batman with these 4 figurines and a great big cool display box. We'll be mailing this to Greg this
Closes,
week.
And then this is part of the box too.
Yeah,
that it
the
comes
box
in.
is really
that's
cool.
an awesome
So
box.
those are both pretty cool. And I do have just a couple other little
Yep.
You got
quick things
a lot
here.
of toys.
So what was this mask they were handing these out?
Borderlands.
Yeah,
Okay.
we had a few of those
A lot
and we
of
gave
people
them
were
away.
wearing
Yeah,
these
everybody
around.
was wearing.
Yeah,
I didn't.
Sci-Fi was giving them out. Just the people they were walking down the streets, just handing them out.
But
from
this
bags.
right here, this bag is what's cool because Luke was able to, through connections, get us into Hall H on the day that Game of Thrones was in there, and that's a big deal.
Yeah, so they gave us a
Yeah.
ticket. A lot of times it's just like a little poster thing, but they gave us actually kind of
They had to
several
get rid of
things with
everything
this.
that they had left over. Let's be real.
All their
So
leftovers.
the bag alone's kind of a cool
Yeah,
thing. I will
that's a cool
say
bag.
that. And then there's this little.
They gave
just
away a
like
cool little book
Journal.
day planner, a little notebook,
for
a
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones theme. What does it say?
Rewrite your.
It says album available, but
Your
I don't think
series
it's giving
finale.
it for free.
And a cool little Game of Thrones poster, and then this.
And then I'm actually unboxing right now because I don't even know what's in these things.
I know
Oh.
it's in there.
You peeked. You just had to know what was in the box.
No, you probably saw it online.
No, I got the same thing.
Oh, gotcha.
Ooh.
Ooh, a nice
bottle.
little.
Game of Thrones water bottle from HBO.
Those,
Okay.
those
Hopefully
work
these
really.
actually stick hold. So,
Yeah, they
but
actually
it
stay
actually
cold.
this feels like a high quality one.
Now, if you are watching the podcast here or you're listening to it, we would love to know what you guys got. So let us know
Yeah.
in let us
Just
know
one
on
more
Twitter.
little thing.
Or, yeah, but while you open that, let us know on Twitter or let us know here in the comments or wherever you can get in contact with us and let us know
They
what
learned
your
a
favorite
lesson
things
and
you
they
got.
put them in a container this year.
I know. Don't you love that?
Yeah, that's smart. Oh, that is.
Look at this awesome.
Someone told me about it.
This very cool Game of Thrones poster we're looking at of Jon Snow kissing Dany.
Is he stabbing her? Because I would.
Is this the? I don't think this is the. It might be the stabbing.
I think
scene.
that is the moment when he stabs her.
Yes, it's right towards
Spoiler.
But it's a
the. It's
fire.
Also
yeah,
spoiler.
There's all this other artwork. Like they're each kind of a
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
mosaic or
He's
a
also
collage.
kissing his aunt.
We will.
Spoiler.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we'll probably put a post a picture of that online
Yeah.
so we can take a better look at it.
That's
But
cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool. So, Cheeseman, you really had quite a haul here.
Yeah.
Wow.
You took up the
Can you-
entire couch.
Can you hold up?
So
the
did
bag?
Greg.
Can you hold up the bag real quick? The bag is always a collectible in itself. Team Coco this year, which was very cool. And what was cool, because you're not supposed to do this, but Luke got a bag he did not want, because you usually get there's a choice of like 5
Yeah.
different designs, and he was able to trade it in for Team Coco, which is very cool.
I was not
That's cool.
able to trade mine. Well, I traded it once and then I wasn't able to trade it again because I never had it with me.
And I got a second bag this year that you got me from another year,
Yeah.
which was the Meg.
Yeah,
So
from
I have
last
that
year.
at home.
Very
but
cool.
didn't
All
bring that
right.
with me.
So that is kind of like all the stuff that we dragged
Wow.
back. I know that we have some videos online about the top 10 things from Comic-Con that we were looking forward to. Check that out. And be checking out our website, because if there's some stuff that we can get our hands on that you guys are looking for, we'll help you. We'll help to try to connect you. But right now, there's one thing that I did not get. If anybody has it, the exclusive from Toho, the daily Godzilla they were giving out at the booth. Every day they only had like 100 or 200 to sell, and I was rushing over there. Of course, because of the parties, I wasn't getting up very early, so I never got there. Anyways, we're gonna move on though to some of the biggest news of the week, and again, we're gonna just kind of like skim over the top. We kind of know. Let's just start real quick. What if you had to say what was the biggest news of the week? What do you think it would be?
Would you say maybe the Marvel movie
I'd
announcements?
say Marvel,
I mean,
yeah.
I think it's
what's
hard to
coming
escape
up?
the fact that Marvel
Yeah.
released 11 different productions, 11 different productions, I guess, like 5 films and TV shows
TV
and
shows
things.
too.
So, I mean, including, what did they announce? Just the Doctor
Hawkeye.
Thor.
the Hawkeye series.
Yeah, super excited about that.
The Hawkeye series. Let's do the Disney Plus series first. Hawkeye,
Loki.
Loki, WandaVision,
WandaVision.
and the team
What
up,
If.
the What If, which I'm super
Yes.
excited about. In other words, it's an animated series about what if they
Yeah.
will, and then
To Falcon.
Falcon and
Winter Soldier.
Soldier. That's 5 right there.
Yeah,
my gosh.
and then they announced. Okay, I'll.
We
do
got
the-
Doctor Strange and the madness of the
Yes.
multiverse.
It's the Doctor
multiverse.
on the film side.
We
Doctor
also- right. But I think there were only there's 5 shows.
5
Yeah.
shows, yeah.
Yeah.
From what I understand. But did you want to list down the
Yeah,
movies?
if you're gonna, did you
The
have right there in
features?
front of
Do you
you,
have the features?
Ryan?
Popcorn Talk listed them out. so-
Yes, they did.
On their Instagram.
Oh, it's
Well, I'm just saying in general.
Ryan
I'm just
is-
talking to
Pointing
the
at-
camera. I'm talking to Ryan in the
Talking
camera.
about
What are you
I
talking
think Ryan is just listing it for us.
Yeah, yeah.
Thor, Love and Thunder,
which is a great name. I can't.
I hate it, but
Love
anyway.
and Thunder sounds like right along with that new way they're
And
doing
then they
Thor.
announced Black Widow. And then they announced Doctor Strange, like you said. And then they announced...
the Asian...
Yeah.
I don't know the name. How to...
Katie, this is
I
bad
can't
of us.
remember
Shang-Chi.
it. Thank you.
Thank you.
And then the big one at the very
The
end.
big one that surprised everybody, Blade.
Oh,
Is that the one you're
Yeah.
talking about?
Blade, yeah.
That just blew us all away. that There's a Blade movie.
Marshall Ali,
Yes.
which sounds
And is that's the movie, right?
That's a
They're
movie.
doing Okay.
Yeah, it's a new Blade movie. So that's
Which is
kind of
interesting. Like the previous Blade movies were Warner Brothers.
Oh, we also Eternals.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Eternals.
Eternals.
yeah.
That's the last
Angelina
one, yeah.
Jolie was there, so. Anyways, you are going to be able to get a deeper dive into most of those movies if you go over to Marvel Movie News and check out their coverage of San Diego Comic-Con. But real quick, any gut reaction to the movies, or what do you guys think?
I'm really, really excited about Hawkeye. I'm glad that he's finally getting his own, thing
Well,
around
it's him training his daughter.
Yeah. But just
That's cool.
I love
cool.
Hawkeye, and
I
I
love
feel like he
him.
just doesn't ever get the story and the coverage that he
It is cool,
has earned.
a father and daughter thing.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's a really cool story.
I really
to-
like
to,
it.
to-
He's one of my favorites.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We do have a little video clip here that shows me and Cheeseman were in the Terminator panel, and this big giant piece of news just kind of made itself known, kind of popped right off the page.
Terminator's my favorite.
All right. So, hey Ryan, if we can go ahead and look at the Terminator video.
Is it with a special guest?
Yes. It's called Terminator. No, it's
Is it with Koi?
It's the very first video that's number
Conan.
one. Conan.
Yes.
Yes.
There we go.
That,
Got it.
that
I didn't do a really good job of labeling these videos.
No,
Sorry.
totally fine. I was just making sure.
This is it
All
right here. Yes.
Here we go.
That will change your lives.
Conan just sprung out.
That was 3 woos and it was pathetic.
And they were basically playing the Terminator clip twice, so
Yeah.
a lot of people got up to leave, which we almost
We
did.
almost left.
And then Conan came running out.
And Conan comes running out as everyone's leaving
I am here.
and takes over and does this.
Bring a very special person out here to talk to you.
And it's, Conan is like a big nerd.
Film.
So this is so great to hear him
that
do
has
this.
long been anticipated and now will soon be here. A film that has great meaning for San Diego.
That's because the first one was
film
filmed
we've been
there.
waiting for a long, long time.
I
Ladies
knew what
and
he's talking
gentlemen,
about right at this
prepare
point.
to say hello to the biggest movie star you're going to meet in a long, long time, Mr. Tom Cruise.
So this was a surprise.
Oh yeah, I did hear about this.
So we're sitting there, we're about to leave the Terminator, and by the way, the Terminator panel all by itself was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Like it convinced me, because I was a doubter if I was going to like this or not. So here's Tom Cruise.
I'm freaking out right now.
Well, isn't this great?
So I haven't seen this. This is awesome.
It's just all screaming right now.
So did they just show the clip twice just to give him time to get in there?
I think
Yeah.
so. We'll listen to a little bit of
Feel
this.
that love and feeling.
I feel that loving feeling.
Wasn't that film just down the
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that scene was filmed just a couple blocks down
Yeah.
from Comic-Con.
Great movie audience you all are. 34 years ago, I made a movie in San Diego, right here. I actually shot across the street. West Side.
Isn't that crazy?
That's awesome.
And you all have asked for many, many years. And traveled around the world, people have said, "When do you do another one? When are you going to do another one?" In 34 years, you guys have been very, very patient with me.
How good was that trailer?
It was my
So
responsibility.
yeah. So I think this we can kind of pull it off
Yeah.
right there. But it was just an amazing moment because we're sitting there, like Luke was saying, we had just gotten done with the Terminator panel. Linda Hamilton, Arnold Schwarzenegger was in there,
man.
and he was so hilarious. Taron was in there, right? I'm thinking of the wrong panel right
You're
now.
thinking of the wrong panel because Taron Egerton was not in that panel.
Yeah, that was a different one.
I was sleepy too, but
That was.
and we were
the-
like kind of come to the end
Witcher.
of the panel, and it was Witcher was the same day, and we were
Oh
like,
wait,
getting
no,
ready-
it wasn't.
No, you're talking about
it
Dark
was the
Crystals.
freaking
Dark
yeah,
Crystals
Dark
was the one
Crystal.
with Taron.
Anyways,
Sorry,
anyways,
there was like so many back to.
Okay.
None of us are firing on all cylinders right now. We're all still a little sleep deprived.
But, anyways, so for Tom Cruise to come running in at the end of the panel as a surprise was a big surprise. All right, next, after this panel was done, we quickly went and grabbed Coy Jandreau.
Yeah, Coy,
and we did a Terminator interview with him, and we'll watch that right here.
It's awesome.
Oops.
Did you hear the right way to pronounce his name?
Here we go.
I'm back. I'm here with Coy Jandreau. What did you think of the panel?
I think that Terminator is going to right a lot of wrongs. I think Terminator 3, which is what I'm referring to this Terminator as, is going to be the proper Terminator. I'm excited for your return. I'm excited for you to be back.
I am too.
It's been a lot of hasta la vista.
Sarah Connor's back, but she doesn't. She calls me. She won't call me my new name. Carl is my new name.
Carl. You look like you're Carl. I'm buying it. I also think that the Top Gun footage might be my favorite trailer of the year. The Top Gun surprise was incredible. This week's Comic-Con is and it's a week, which is incredible. There's so much stuff going on. We have a panel on Sunday for Collider, but we also have interviews every day. And most importantly, there's a 90-minute announcement from Marvel that's pretty much a time-traveling device for what the next 10 years of my life is.
Yep,
so
it was great.
It's very Terminator themed in that tomorrow and Saturday are going to let me know what the future holds for me, because it's about to be a very different future, and I cannot fucking wait.
Oh, we forgot.
Hasta la vista, baby.
We
we can get away with one.
We get one per show. One per show.
That's all we got. Nope, nobody else drop it.
I'm so freaking excited about Dark Fate, though. It's my favorite thing, Terminator 1 and 2. And the only ones that exist.
What's exciting is that this is a sequel directly to
I
1 and 2. The others don't exist anymore.
But
That's what I just said.
Yeah, when the whole story is...
It's amazing how I don't hear what people are saying sometimes.
Oh my goodness.
We're all tired, Jim.
Okay, and we're all tired.
But when you've got a series that's that it's all rooted around time travel, it's really easy to just go back and delete the stuff that came before, because we just went back in time and changed it.
I think I'm more excited about that than anything else.
I got a lot more
Marvel.
excited after seeing this panel, because before I was kind of like, I don't know, when people make things forever ago and it's great, and then they try to do it again, it's just like, But there wasn't a lot of footage that got me really excited until I saw this and saw Arnold more involved, and then there's just the comedic
James is back.
stuff.
James Cameron.
Yeah.
And Linda Hamilton.
Yeah, and then we found out that John Connor,
Oh, yeah, Edward Furlong is back.
Edward Furlong, will be back in some sort of form.
Really?
And I think the girl in it is John Connor's daughter. I think they kind of...
We don't know that. Even though she accidentally said that during the panel.
Oh.
Or something. She gave away like a
alerts.
spoiler. We think that's what it is.
Yeah.
All right. So any other news that came out that you guys had heard of?
Okay, well, of course, there was a new full trailer for Picard.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Star Trek Picard.
I'm not allowed to watch it.
I told her, well, she's still getting caught up on the Next Generation and all the Next Generation movies. So I was like, some of the trailer gives away some things that happen in the films, and I'm like, maybe you should hold off. I don't control what my wife watches. I was just like, you probably don't want to watch that. But it had some surprises. Like we saw Brent Spiner, we saw Jerry Ryan as 7 of 9 in the trailer.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was really interesting. So that I'm very excited about that. I might actually get CBS All Access again.
I'll be okay with that.
Katie, did you hear any big announcements that excited you?
I only went to 2 panels, so I wouldn't say there was really anything in those panels that was big news. So, because it was both things we already knew. So
one of the big announcements that happened on the day of Friday, it didn't come from the panel, but it happened right before the panel, was that Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is ending its run after season 7. So,
which is this season.
Yes.
Which is weird, considering that they were already picked up for it earlier this year. So
and they got the information while they're filming their final episode. So it was a bittersweet panel. It was like a...
It was a lot
crazy.
of... It was a lot of shows last panel at this Comic-Con. It was Arrow and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Supernatural. They all had their last panels. So... I've heard there was a lot of tears on panels this year from one of my friends.
Yeah.
So.
Let's go ahead and move into panels, because, excuse me, let me see, is there any other big news that... there's a lot of big... Again, check...
I was like, we can't cover
We can't cover all the big news.
all.
But let's talk about the panels that we loved, or the panels that we went to. Katie, you've got one that I think you particularly are in love with.
Well, I waited for a long time to try to get into Brooklyn Nine-Nine. We didn't think we were going to get in because for some reason they put it in a room that was way too small for that panel. The line was like 4 or 5 hours long. But anyway, that was really fun. But I was went to go get my wristband for Hall H, which I'm still wearing, which is the only time I went to Hall H this year, and it was for the final ever Supernatural panel. And I do not think there was a single dry eye in that panel. 7,000 people. It clears out after Supernatural, so like almost everybody there is there for it.
That was the longest panel. I had a hotel room where I could see the panels.
Yeah.
That was the only panel that actually snaked down way behind the convention center.
Yeah, so Jared and Jensen, Misha Collins, and Alex, who plays I can't remember. I don't know what people have seen, but anyway, so it was the four of them, and then the showrunners and the writers, and Misha, Jared, and Jensen, they could not hold it together by the end when they did their final remarks. It was again hosted by the same two guys who've done it for the years,
Benedict.
Richard Spate and
Somebody Benedict.
why can't I think of Rob
Benedict.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Anyway, so they are always hilarious. It's always really funny. They have a very good job at making it both funny and serious. But at the end of it, they asked them like, "What are you going to take from this? What do you want to tell everyone as your like final? As we exit this final panel?" And it was a tearjerker. But the biggest news out of that panel was that they gave away an exact replica of Baby. So
Baby is a
basically,
car, by
the
the
car
way.
that they drive
The Impala.
on the show, the Impala, the people who maintain the Impalas that they have, because there's multiple,
Right.
they gave it away to someone who asked a question in the panel, and everyone's faces dropped. Like we were all like, "Whoa!" Like this is the drivable Impala with the monster kit in the back, with the anti-possession
That's
symbol,
cool.
with the engraved initials, and that was the biggest thing I've ever seen happen at Supernatural. So I think that's bigger than Kansas.
Yeah, that's...
So-
Kansas is pretty big. And
But yeah, and it was kind of sad because I was like, what am I going to do next year on Sunday? But, so yeah.
Cheeseman, what panels did you most enjoy?
Well, Terminator definitely was one of my favorite ones that I saw, and of course, I have to mention that I did really enjoy seeing the Walking Dead ones. It was a rare opportunity. It's like usually impossible to get in, but through a connection, through somebody very kind and generous, we were able to get in and saw the Fear the Walking Dead panel, the Walking Dead panel. So both those were amazing to kind of be there and see, Chris Hardwick do those
Be
panels
back
again
there.
and all that. Be back there doing the
It was good to see him back.
Game of Thrones, of course, was amazing to be part of. That's part of the reason I stayed the entire day, except almost till like the end. But it's really cool to just see some of the cast out there. I mean, there's so many cast members. I know a lot of the main people and a lot of people were upset about that, but it was still a pretty cool panel. And I hope they continue to do panels and bring cast members.
What are you
in to
talking
do-
about? And what were people upset about?
Well, the showrunners and writers.
The day before and the day of the panel, the two showrunners dropped out, two or three actors dropped out, directors dropped out. Everybody was dropping out of the panel, and I was reading online a little bit about this. There was a big movement of the angry fans to just take over the panel and just rip a new one. In other words, make it a very unpleasant experience.
Oh, what?
And
And
it was
there
just-
wasn't even a Q&A for this either.
There was no
so-
Q&A. There was 6 or 7 actors who, I give them credit. They showed up and they faced the fans. And you know what? It was not one of those negative panels that I'm going to tell you, if you're one of those fans that just wanted to go there and make trouble and tell people how much you hate them, just stay away. We don't need that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's not what the con's about.
No, and we know that there was a lot of disagreements with this season.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of disagreements with it. And
But
that's
it's
fine.
not the fault of the actors,
No.
for one thing. And also, you're not going to change that
No.
Yeah.
by like tearing people apart, And you probably couldn't write a better one yourself.
Exactly.
Whatever you might think, just go try and see if you can actually write something better.
In
And
six,
even
in
Thank you.
6
okay.
episodes.
No, wait,
Like,
go ahead.
especially.
Even if you could argue that the writing was awful this season, which I wouldn't even go that far. I think there were some big mistakes, but you have to give credit to what they accomplished
Yes.
for all the seasons leading up to that. And you also have to think about all the other people that have worked on this show, like the production design, the costuming,
Yeah.
the special effects,
Mm-hmm.
the score, the makeup, everything. There
Yes.
are thousands and thousands of people who work on this who have done
Preach it, brother.
who have done incredible work. And you can't just ignore all of that because of the disappointments in the story
Right.
in the last 2 seasons.
Exactly.
Anyway, just be
Married-
nice.
But one more panel
Married
that
to
I
a
really
producer.
enjoyed and was actually pretty good at WonderCon as well was the Cobra Kai panel. So Karate Kid's coming back in a big way. It's continuing. They're bringing in just different characters. It's not just the first one. They are kind of using flashbacks and things from other ones.
You mean not just the first movie?
Yeah, so in the world of Karate Kid, I think wherever Mr. Miyagi exists, there exists, within this universe and all that. So
We got to thank Brad for kind of turning us on to Cobra Kai. Thank you, Brad. He was not
Yeah.
here tonight, but he is always here in spirit. And for me, I did enjoy the day. Like, it was one of the first times in a long time that I spent an entire day in Hall H. I enjoyed, we went in for the Walking Dead panels, which I'm a big fan of The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead. We stayed all the way through Game of Thrones. I'm a big fan, and I loved it all the way to the end. And I got to see some panels for shows I had not heard of. The Witcher, did not know about it, but that looks very interesting with Henry Cavill was out there.
Yeah.
That
and
looks-
he was really campaigning to play that part, for a long time.
He felt it was made for him.
Yeah.
And then Dark Crystal, the
Yeah.
prequel series of Dark Crystal. It looks interesting. I'm not quite hooked yet, but
And
I
then
do.
who was in that panel?
Mark Hamill was in the panel.
And
Oh, that was when Taron was at.
yeah, that's where he was at.
Yes, a Rocket Man and a Rocket and a
And I
Skywalker
think
or something
Jim
like
Henson's
that. Son.
Yeah, it's Jim
one of
Henson.
them is-
Dark
yeah,
Crystals,
okay, yeah.
So it was an elaborately. We watched the first episode, and
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna watch that. I didn't get hooked, but I must say I was exhausted and I fell asleep in the middle of this. So that's not fair. All right, there's also one more panel. I also had a panel, full-time creative career on a part-time schedule. And we have a little bitty clip. This is clip number 3, video clip number 3. If we can show that one, please. Oh my gosh.
Pulling it up right now for
All
you guys.
You
All
can
right.
hear yourself talk.
Okay.
You can take a break.
I'm the managing editor of a website called theconguyderek.com.
Woohoo!
No way.
Theconguyderek.com. Check it out. Anyways, and I'm also a screenwriter. My writing
Nice
partner,
shirt.
Cheeseman, is sitting over in the front row. He's also one of the managers of the Con Guy. And here's my tip. And it's because our screenwriting and the website has been getting, thank goodness, bigger and bigger, and it's taking more of our time. And I think I may have had the same kind of tip last year. So find people who share your passion, because it's impossible to grow if you're just the one person doing everything. But find people who share your passion and work with them. I just want to give a great shout out to Ben and Katie and Derek and Luke for helping to really grow the website, run the website. Katie has taken off on our social media and it's exploding, and I couldn't thank her enough. And Brad Gong has really helped us. So just find a lot of people. So yeah, I just wanted to.
Aw, thanks, Jim.
The biggest piece of advice that I could give anyone trying to start a career is to find people who share your passion and you guys work together. It's the same way, Laura, as a producer, like when you're doing a film, it'd be like saying, "Oh, I'm just going to do it myself." That doesn't work that way. All right, we do need to kind of zoom along a little bit. Offsites. What are your favorite offsites that you guys saw this year?
I only did one. I did Brooklyn Nine-Nine. We waited 4 hours.
Oh, Katie was having a day with Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah, it was
hours.
a 4-hour wait because they only allowed 24 people in at a time for a 12-minute experience, I believe is what it is. So it was a long day in the
People
sun.
have underestimated that show
Yeah, it's
over and over again.
One thing we wanted to do, other than the Brooklyn Nine-Nine panel, it's the one thing we wanted to do. But it was cool. They had a little escape, like an escape room type thing. Basically, you had 3 teams of 8, and then you each had to do different tasks within the set precinct of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And then whoever won got a different pin. We all got pins. Like, I got one that says Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but the winning team got a better one. But it was really fun. They had actors who was actually Team Star Kid, by the way, from Harry Potter musical. They were the people that were acting in the thing, which was surprising to us because
That's great.
we love Team Star Kid. So it was awesome, even though you waited 4 hours.
I'm guessing
So-
Darren Criss wasn't there.
Darren Criss was not there, but a lot of the other people were.
Ryan, you did Pennyworth's offsite. Can you tell us about that?
I did. So DC Movie News, one of the other shows I produced on the network, got invited to Pennyworth, and they told me to go down to represent them. It was really cool for a show that I thought sounded just like another version of Gotham, but you're following Alfred. Really unique experience.
It's the early days of Alfred, right?
Early days of Alfred. It's in England, and you go in, and it was like this English nightclub. Really fascinating. They had all these actors doing accents and giving you free strawberry lemonade and like chocolate cigars. It was really awesome.
That's fun.
You get to go into a basement, walk around. Really interactive. Very, very worth it.
Okay, you guys, Derek and Laura, you guys actually...
We did a lot of offsites.
Yeah.
That was pretty much our thing.
Yeah.
We my favorite, I think, was still Jean-Luc Picard, the first duty exhibit.
They had the whole
Full disclosure,
Yeah.
Derek's a lifelong lover of Jean-Luc Picard.
Wow.
Well, that sounds terrible. You know, of TNG.
Yes, and Picard is my favorite captain. I mean, my favorite all-time character has to be Data, but
Yeah.
Picard is the best captain that Starfleet
Captain,
has
my
ever
captain.
had. You know, and Patrick Stewart's probably my favorite actor. But yeah, some of the props they had like the cups that he would drink tea Earl Grey hot out of, and
that's awesome.
the tea set that he used. They had the Horgon, which was from the episode Captain's Holiday when when Picard goes on vacation on the planet Risa, which is
We showed a picture of them holding
basically just a
around
resort.
the Horgon and the slideshow.
Yeah, basically just a resort planet, and Riker kind of plays a prank on him. He's like, "Oh, get me a Horgon," and he does, and he's having it sitting there, and then all these women keep hitting on him, and he's just trying to sit there and read, and finally he's like, "What is it?" And the woman's like, "Well, you've got the Horgon. When that's on display, it means you're seeking Jama Haron," which apparently was some like really kinky mating ritual or something. Yeah,
Star Trek.
but if you're a diehard fan, you remember these things, and if you're at Comic-Con, you're probably a diehard fan. But they also had a Temerian knife, which is from the episode Darmok, which was a very key prop when Picard was making headway into like communicating with this. That's an amazing episode, by the way. Darmok, probably my favorite. Yeah, and the Resican flute from the episode Inner Light. I'm geeking out a lot. It was
What
a great
other
exhibit.
offsites did you go to, Derek?
There were others. You're right.
We tried to do the Amazon Prime, and we
Oh,
got
I never got a chance to see that. How big was this
Well, the
thing?
thing is, it's like we saw a really long line. We're like, how
Yeah.
long is this? They were like, 20, 30 minutes. And we got in 25. We're like, okay, cool. But
Yeah.
when we got in, everything was closed.
Yeah, because they were
So super fail.
They did like FX usually does. They had separate lines for the individual exhibits for the different shows. They didn't tell us that they were closing those early to cut off the lines,
Oh, God.
so they could
It's like,
close
why
the
would
whole
you
thing
let
at
us
5.
in?
So like, yeah, you're not. If you get in line at 2 hours before they close, you're not gonna think, oh, I might not be able to actually do anything inside. So they probably could have actually announced that oh, by the
Yeah.
way, these individual exhibits are closing.
Shoot, that happened to
starting-
us with the Comic-Con museum too. We tried to go to the 80th anniversary
Yeah.
Batman.
and we got there like 4, and then they cut off because they were at capacity, and
Yeah.
then they were closing at 5. So I was
Yeah, it
really
was none of that.
disappointed
And
actually.
we had trouble finding even what time they were closing.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that was like a wasted trip out there, and then the traffic was insane just trying to get out of Balboa Park afterwards.
Yeah.
So.
But we did Fox Fair, Fox Fanfare.
Yeah, that was fun.
It's such a blur. What else
did
did
the
we
Shazam and then
Shazam.
Detective Pikachu.
Detective Pikachu was fun.
Yeah, and it's just a little walkthrough, but
cute.
they had lots of props from the movie, and then pictures with Pikachu at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, very cool. Now, I don't think you didn't do an offsite, right?
I saw a couple like IMDb walk by that's cool because they do interviews, they project it on the end of the boat, so
yeah.
a lot of people can just walk by, see that, and then we also walk by It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. They had free sunblock, and then they had a green man out there, kind of.
And the Adult Swim Fair and Carnival was gigantic.
Oh my
and
God.
they
We
had
did go in and
concerts
saw
out there
a
every
concert,
night. Yeah, they had
the
a
end of
concert.
a concert there.
We
That was
ended up
fantastic.
not being able to go to that.
But let's switch to parties real quick. We're kind of running out of time, but I know
Yes.
for us,
And the floor, just in general, is a good place to see a lot of cool stuff if you're on the inside.
oh, you're on the inside, yeah. But like for those on the outside, the parties. I know that for me, I went to Bernie Bregman's parties on Wednesday night, Thursday night, and Friday night, and it was pretty stinking amazing. He threw a good party.
Packed out, like.
Did anyone go to any other parties while they were there?
No.
We all
the
kinda
only
went
one
to-
I went to. I went to Awesome Mixer. I only went on the last night.
The night last, okay.
Yeah.
And did you go to any others? Listen, here's the deal. We made fun of Katie because we didn't make fun. We tried to make her feel bad because Katie's one of her all-time Comic-Con dreams was to meet Jared Padalecki, and we went the second night to Bernie's parties and we hung out with Jared Padalecki. We closed down the club. There's only like a couple of us in there. She got to meet him the next night, but Katie, the night that you weren't there, Jared had a little message for you.
Katie, man. Oh, I don't want to go out and hang out with Jared.
She gotta go to bed. You're gonna make her cry right now.
Katie,
She will cry immediately.
I mean, I'm gonna cry myself to sleep because you didn't want to hang out. That's bull. I'm quitting the show.
Because of you, Katie.
I ran out of kisses.
So it's your fault it ended.
It's his birthday. It's his birthday.
It's my birthday.
And you broke his heart.
How dare you? It's bull. So, Katie, if I didn't love you, I'd hate you. But I love you. Be good. Hope you're sleeping.
So that is the best ever. I just think
That's great.
And we are at the end of our show. We real quick, if we zoom through, if we had things to improve about San Diego Comic-Con. By the way, we're going to end, Ryan, on that last video. That'll be the last thing we show. So if there's anything that you guys would change about San Diego Comic-Con to improve, what would it be?
I think the only thing that I noticed this year, and it's been a few years now, is the wristband thing for Hall H is great, but I don't like that they hand out wristbands all the way up until when you're supposed to return to line. I feel like they need to stop passing out wristbands because it's like people were walking up at 7 o'clock getting wristbands, and now we have to go behind all the people who are getting wristbands at the morning, and I just feel like it needs to be a little bit differently organized. Or like I've said it before, like actually utilizing the letters, like A gets here at this time, B gets here at this time.
Also,
C.
registrations.
I know it's a lot of work, but just,
No, that's a big deal.
It's a little bit of some little hiccups.
For those who just came back, and also your Brooklyn Nine-Nine registration, you were also saying that you registered ahead of time and it didn't.
Oh, yeah. So NBC's offsite, you pre-registered, but it didn't do anything. There was no shorter line. There was no separate line. So it was like, well, what was that for? So,
Pre-registration for offsites, that's been my experience a lot of times. You pre-register, but it's just like because everybody's registering when you get in. And if you didn't pre-register, they just register you as you go in. It doesn't necessarily save any time.
Yeah.
And they did the Hall H line a little bit different this year. I wasn't in the line, but my hotel was on one side of the line. And usually in every year since, you've been able to just walk next to the hotel to get up to the convention center. But they would close it off this year and made you walk all the way around. And that was a pain in the rump. And I mean, I don't know why they were doing that, trying for crowd control or anything else.
They just didn't want people to go through that area. Because
and there were
I just think they need to build a little bridge thing, but with a sponsor that like goes over it in some way that could get a wheelchair or something. I don't know.
Maybe the con
just
guy.
high enough. Yeah, the con guy sponsors a little bridge that goes over top.
Yeah.
And then the people in Hall H just cross underneath.
Anything else to improve as we finish the show out, guys?
It should be a week
Always
long.
the bathrooms.
Yeah.
Always the bathrooms.
Bathrooms for outside, yes.
Yeah.
All right. Now, we are going to end the show on a fantastic video. By the way, this is Ryan's first time down there. We went to the Transformers experience on the floor.
Gosh.
All right, Ryan, let's see what we got here.
Jeez.
This is
Okay.
We're going to get very Tim and Eric right now. Do-do-do-do.
Okay, here we go.
Let's go.
Hold on one sec. All right.
And for those who are listening, we did a green screen experience where we danced with Optimus Prime and Bumblebee. And I did a little bit less dancing, a little bit more being overwhelmed. Yeah! And then he's doing the Watusi dance.
Oh my gosh.
Batusi. But here's the ultimate dancer right here!
Whoa, look at him go.
Look at this!
That's not even in fast forward.
Look at that! Okay, there we all are.
There we all are together.
This was one of the best.
Ryan is using his long limbs like Napoleon Dynamite.
Jim is definitely moving the slowest.
Yeah.
Everybody, thank you
That's
so
awesome.
much for tuning in this week to the Con Guy Comic-Con Prep Show. Please join us, follow us, comment. KD will keep us up to date on social media. You can find me at Jim Frye LA on Twitter. Where can we find everybody else?
You can find me at Katie_Christine on Twitter. Please go and like and retweet my cosplay photo of Tits in a Box because we're trying to get people to see it. And you can find me on Instagram at the same.
You can find me on Twitter at conguyderek.
You can find me on Instagram at LA Poet Photographer.
Poet Photographer, right?
You can find me on Twitter at CheeseOnCouch and on thecongguy.com. And by the way, that music that was playing goes really well with the dancing that you just saw.
Nice with that. By the way, if you guys don't know, Laura is an awesome spoken word poet. So I just
photographer.
And photographer. That's fantastic. All right, guys, we will see you guys soon. All right. Bye. I'm so tired.
See you next week.
Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network. We would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.